So welcome back to another reading vlog. It's Thursday morning. I have an eye doctor's appointment, which if I don't get out of here, what is this? If I don't get out of here pretty quickly, I am going to be late. So whenever I see people doing videos and stuff, they're like, get ready with me, I'm running late. I'm like, why are you doing this right now? Here I am doing this right now. Literally just finished We Hunt the Flame from last week's reading vlog, and I liked it, but I kept missing stuff. I think I want to reread this like on Kindle. I think I would have gotten it better. There's kind of a big surprise at the end and I spaced out and I missed it, but I'm not going to do that right now. I have a couple of arcs that I need to get through. So I need to get through Godkiller. This is what's on my coming up next list. And I need to get through Library of Shadows. I don't think, this is not very long, and I don't think it will take me very long to get through it. And I'm thinking Library of Shadows will be similar. As for audiobooks, I'm not really sure what I'm gonna listen to. There's a couple series that I've been working on that I would like to finish. Well, not finish, but continue with. I have a couple of new releases on Scribd that I'd like to listen to. So I don't know. I think I'm gonna decide when I get in the car. And I need to go get in the car right now. I gotta go get my eyes checked. Hopefully I will be getting a new pair of glasses soon because these are like 4 years old and my other pair is like 2 years old and they're all scratched up. So, yeah. Welcome to the reading vlog. I sound like a crazy person. Well. Good morning. It is the next day, and yesterday, the start of this reading vlog, chaos. I was running late to the eye doctor. I had just finished a book. I need to get through 2 arcs on my list, Godkiller and can't remember the name of the other. Something about a library. Library of Shadows. It's a paranormal fantasy romance, I think. I'm very excited to read that. So, but yesterday on the way to the eye doctor, I just sort of listened to a little bit more of The Adventures of Amina Al-Sarafi. I've already read that, but it's like a comfort read now, and so I didn't want to start anything new because it's only like a 5-minute trip over to the eye doctor. And so I listened to that. Then I had to run some errands. And said errands took a lot longer than I anticipated. And I am almost done with my paper piecing quilt. I'm at the point now where I'm pulling out the paper, which is very tedious and boring. And so I managed to listen to all of The Dragon's Bride by Katee Roberts yesterday. I loved that. That was so good. I can't wait to read the next one, which is like The Kraken's Promise. I love a monster romance. Listen, it's very exciting. If you are into monster romances at all, The Dragon's Bride is top tier. Anyways, so I finished that and then I started listening to, I'm doing a lot of stuff right now where like I'm busy with my hands and stuff, but I can listen to an audiobook. So now I'm listening to A Ripple of Power and Promise, which is one that I was going to read on Kindle Unlimited, but then I saw that it was on Scribd and I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll listen to it. And I have not had much luck in the indie published Kindle Unlimited books. Most of the ones that I've read have just been okay. There have been a few that were really good, but not very many. and really good in the sense of like, maybe it's not like the best written and the plot is like overdone, but it was a good book. Like I had a good time. And I am having a fantastic time with this one. I really am liking it so far. I had to pause it to do this and I didn't want to. And I am gonna go downstairs. I've got some things to do. I need to finish pulling out the paper on the quilt, which is a messy job and it is obnoxious. Then I have to fix a couple spots on the quilt because there's a couple spots where like things just didn't work out right and I'm gonna have to hand sew them. Kill me. And I need to do my nails. It is nail day. We're going to see Barbie tomorrow. Very excited about seeing Barbie. So I'm gonna do some Barbie nails. I don't really know what that means, but they're gonna be Barbie. I'm very excited to see Barbie. And I would like to ride over to Eyes on Trade to see about getting some new glasses because mine are 2 years old and my prescription did not change. Go me. But I don't know if I'm gonna get to that today. And if I get the quilt done, if I can get it done today, then I can take it to the store to have it finished at the store and I will be done with the quilt. I don't really foresee getting the quilt done today, but there's always a chance. So we'll see. But that's what I've got planned today. So I'm gonna keep reading A Ripple of Power and Promise. So far for this count, I've got 4 books going on. I've finished one, which was not expected. I didn't expect to read that at all. I had it on my script saved thing, but I wasn't really expecting to read it. And then, you know, I listened to audiobooks pretty fast, so it was only like 3 hours worth of listening. But, so that's 1 book down. This might be like the best reading vlog ever. If I can get through 4 books, like that's pretty good. I'm starting off July strong. Strong start to the reading in July. Okay, so come do my nails with me and work on this godforsaken quilt, which I cannot wait to be done with, so. Whew, okay, all right, let's do it. I am finally done with my projects. I think the quilt is done. I have been working on this quilt since February, okay? I've been working on this quilt since February, but it's almost done. And I think that this afternoon I'm gonna be able to take it to the quilt shop. Hopefully they don't laugh at me because there's little tiny pieces of paper in it still, but I'm like kind of too scared to pull those out because there's a couple things that I didn't do quite right, and it's neither here nor there. So that's done. Did my nails, they're not Barbie. I like have this weird thing where like I want to do cool nail art and I want to do like bright bold colors, but then I just like do this milky white. It's blurry, you can't see it. Anyways, and then I'm like, I really just like how simple this is. So anyways, but they're done. They look much better than they did and they're shorter. They were getting too long. So as far as the book goes, still working on A Ripple of Power and Promise, and I love it. Like, the characters are kind of immature, but like in a sweet and endearing kind of way. I don't know, I'm really enjoying it. And now I'm out of things to do like while I listen to it, and that is making me sad. Because that means like I probably need to do other things. And I don't want to. So I'm 48% of the way through, and I'm really enjoying it. So basically, I haven't quite worked out like what the fantasy plot of it is because I don't really know much. I just know that like I saw on TikTok that somebody was like, hey, do you like enemies to lovers, fantasy romance? And I was like, that's me, I love that. And they were like, check out this book. And I was like, okay, bet, I definitely will. So here I am reading it, but the main character, Ainsley, has been betrothed to the prince for her entire life. Like since they were both kids, they've been betrothed. And she's finally reached the age where she's gonna move to the palace. And like some things are happening, but it's mostly been about them like developing a relationship. And it's so sweet and cute. And I just really like it. But now that we're halfway through and they're like the enemies are like starting to become lovers. They're not true enemies. They didn't know each other and like got off on the wrong foot. But now that that's starting to happen, like some things are picking up, and there's a 1 on the book, which makes me think that this is a series, and I'm willing to bet money that the next book isn't out yet. But I'm really enjoying it. Last month was kind of a huge bummer as far as books I read, and so far this month has been really good. I'm tickled to death with the Dragon's Bride. So anyway, so I'm gonna keep reading that, and I'm going to film a regular YouTube video showing off all of the books that I have that are signed copies, because I have quite a lot. I pulled them all down, and it's these 2 huge stacks of books that I've been collecting, and most of these I found secondhand. I have pretty good luck that way. So anyways, that's that on that. I'm gonna film this video, do some editing, and then hopefully my husband and I are gonna go out this evening and do around town. So I will see you in a bit. I am 74% of the way through A Ripple of Power and Promise. And this sucks. I was really enjoying it. I was having a great time. And now there's this weird, like, it's not really a 3rd act breakup, but it's like 3rd act secret, I guess. I don't know. And it's, ugh, gross. I don't like it. And the characters are like, real. I don't know if the characters are really immature, but I would not be, or if it's me, like, am I the problem? Because I would not be handling this the same way. There's some like jealousy stuff, and I don't know. I don't like it, and it's not being explained very well. I'm not liking that. And then there's like no fantasy plot without the romance. And I have, like 26% left to get through. So I'm just like, I'm ready for this part to be over. Like, let's move on. Let's get to the next thing. But they're like really kind of dragging this out. And I'm not really enjoying that. So, ugh. I read the first 2 chapters of Godkiller last night. I'm intrigued. It seems interesting, but I don't know enough to have any thoughts. No thoughts, no vibes yet. I'm just curious. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through Godkiller and the other arc that I have, because I've been like listening to this audiobook all morning. So, but I'm hoping that I'll get through Godkiller and this, because then that I like 3 books for the reading vlog. I feel like that feels like a good number. So I'm gonna go back downstairs. I have some friends coming over. We're going to see a movie, and I will be back later with another update. So it is Sunday afternoon. I have some book mail that I need to open, so I'll show that to you. I finished A Ripple of Power and Promise, and not tickled with the end. It just got kind of tedious. I did enjoy the twist at the end. I think that was like a 3.5 star for me. It was good, then it got kind of boring, and like I was over it. And then the twist at the end brought it back a little bit. So the second book is out. I think I'd like to read it, but I'm gonna hold off before I read it. So I am 21% of the way through Godkiller, and I'm enjoying it. There's a lot of great well, I don't know about great, but there's a lot of representation. The main character is missing a leg. We're introduced to a character who speaks sign language. Another character pretty obviously has PTSD. So there's that. I'm enjoying it. It seems a lot darker than I thought it was going to be so far, but I'm enjoying it. I feel like I haven't read enough to have any thoughts, and I have no idea really what the plot is going to be. So that's the update. I'll show you the book mail that I have to open. I'm very excited about it. I got a new Brandon Sanderson in the mail. And so yeah. Welcome back to my desk. So I think this is gonna have to be the end of the reading vlog. I was really hoping to have finished Godkiller by the end of this, but I have some stuff. Didn't get much reading done yesterday because Sundays we go see my in-laws and we had a bunch of errands that we had to run. I did get some progress made on Godkiller though. I'm about halfway through. Like I think I'm at like 40%, somewhere in there. And I think I'm really gonna like it. It is, so basically we're following 3, sort of 4 main characters. And the characters are Kissin, I think that's how you say their name. I'm actually reading this instead of listening to the audiobook, so I don't know for sure. Kissin, who is a god killer. In this world, there's like a bunch of gods and they kind of like pop up, and worshiping them has been outlawed, and so it's her job to go around and kill them. She's pretty ruthless, she's real tough, and she has like kind of a tragic past. We also follow Inara, who is a kid. I'd say she reads like she's about 10. I think that's about how old she is. And she is the daughter of kind of a noblewoman, you know, and she has found herself attached to a god. She doesn't know how or why, and I don't know if this is how you say the god's name, okay, but I'm pronouncing it Skedisith in my head, or Skedisith, something like that, but they always refer to him as a shortened version, which is Sketty. Like how a little kid says spaghetti, like Sketty. That's how I'm pronouncing it in my head. I have no idea if that's correct, but his name is Sketty now. It's Sketty, and anyways, he's a god of white lies, and they're bound together and they don't know how. They can't move very far from each other. And so Inara seeks out Kissin, the god killer, to try to help her, and nobody really knows what to do. And so now they're on their way to this city called Blenraden, where I guess some gods still live, and they're gonna try to figure out how to separate them, because it's not really possible that a god is attached to a kid and doesn't have a shrine, you know, so there's like that. Then we also follow Elagast, who is a former Kingsguard knight. He's like best friend to the king. And the king almost died in battle. And I guess asked for a favor from a god, even though he's outlawed gods. And that god gave him a favor and like granted him, kind of gave him his life. But now that god is like slowly taking that gift back. And so Elagast is also going to Blin Raiden to, I guess, do something about that. I'm not really quite sure what, but to do something about that. So they all kind of met up. They were going on like a pilgrimage to this city, which you're not really supposed to do anymore. So it was very shady. And they got attacked twice by these like shadow creatures that some god had sent after them. And they got separate. Now they've been separated from their group. That's where I'm at. So I am really liking the characters, and it's a short book. I don't know if it's a series. But it's a short book, so I guess we'll see. I'm kind of hoping it's a standalone. I think that would be really cool to read like a short fantasy standalone that could if it can get through the whole plot in, I want to say it looks like it's about 400 pages. If it can get through that whole plot in 400 pages, and it's really well written so far, and the characters are like, the characters feel fully realized, I think that'll be really exciting. So I am enjoying it. I have to close this out now because I was busy yesterday, I'm pretty busy today, and I have to get this edited. So that's kind of a bummer that I didn't get to finish 3 books like I had hoped, but I think I'll finish Godkiller at least by the end of the week. So here's the recap. I had just finished We Hunt the Flame at the very beginning of this episode. So that's not really part of this, but I think I am going to reread it, and I want to physically read it. Or maybe do like a tandem thing where I read with the audiobook, because I feel like I missed some stuff, and I know that this, like the setting of this and like the Middle Easternness of this, like that's something I really enjoy reading about. So I know that I will like it. I did enjoy it. I just feel like I would enjoy it more if I was like fully in it. So I'm going to reread that. Then I randomly read The Dragon's Bride by Katee Robert. And I am a fan. I already like saved the next book on my Scribd account. The 3rd and possibly 4th book are out, but they're not on Scribd, so I'm gonna have to, but they are on Kindle Unlimited, so I will be reading those. Then, okay. We went to the bookstore and I saw this book and I could not get it out of my head, and it's on Scribd too. Something is wrong with me, and I'm not sure what it is, but it was called Morning Glory Milking Farm. I have to read that. I saved that on Scribd. So anyway, so The Dragon's Bride, great book, fast read. I really enjoyed it. I finished something of Power and Promise. A Ripple of Power and Promise. It was really good. Then it got kind of boring. I was over it, and then it like kind of hooked me back in at the end. I knew that by the title of the second book, which is like something of deception, I was like, okay, somebody's lying here. And so like I enjoyed it, but I don't know. It was fine. Like it was fine. If you enjoy a fantasy romance, you'd probably like it. Like, it's very romance heavy. I wish that it had been slightly more plot heavy. And because it was so romance heavy and like very little plot, then when the plot tried to happen, I was like, ugh, don't talk to me about this now. Like, we're like 500 pages in. Don't talk to me about a plot now, So, I don't know, that's like, I'm going to say that's like 3 stars for me. Like, it was fine. It wasn't like bad. It just kind of annoyed me a little bit. So there's that. And then I'm halfway through Godkiller. I have got to finish these arcs. I have like 10 that are due in September. So probably the next reading vlog will be just arcs, because I gotta get through these because it's August. So, but that's it. That's the reading vlog. I hope you had fun, and I will see you in the next one.